Tank, he got the power, and he got the equalizer. Anything can happen with Tank. But Tank give away a lot of rounds.
This thing with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
A chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys.
Curmel Moton delivers a firm warning to Lamont, advising him to seriously rethink stepping into a rematch with Gervonta Davis, especially after the recent footage of Davis' transformed physique surfaced. Moton emphasizes that Davis' combination of power and refined technique makes him a highly dangerous opponent. He points out that Tank has earned his place as one of the biggest stars in the sport, reminding everyone that when Davis fights, the unexpected is always possible. For Curmel, going into a rematch with Davis now isn't just a fight, it's a massive gamble.
You guys put the pressure, got some skills itself, and I feel like it's going to be a great fight. I know I'm the better fighter, the more sharper fighter, and I know I'm working harder than him, so, we're going to see. But I know that I have what it takes, and I'm going to prove it on the first.
Gervonta Davis's recent training footage has set the boxing world buzzing. In just a short clip from the gym, his physical transformation speaks volumes. He looks significantly more muscular, and his movements are sharp, explosive, and highly focused. Each punch he throws is packed with intent and delivered with pinpoint accuracy. Observers quickly noted that this isn't just Davis getting in shape. This is a version of Tank that's preparing to dominate. His commitment and form show that he's not treating the upcoming rematch lightly by any means. Curmel Moton also offers a rare and revealing perspective from his own sparring sessions with Gervonta Davis. He recalls the experience with a tone of caution and deep respect, describing how Davis brings an overwhelming mix of pressure, timing, and precision. It wasn't just about Tank's power, it was the way he controlled the pace and systematically broke down his sparring partners. Moton explains that once you're in the ring with Davis, you're forced into survival mode. That sparring session helped him understand why even veteran fighters struggle against Davis' relentless and calculated approach.
What was it like when you sparred him? I know you sparred Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, replay that experience for me, you coming out of it. What was your thought?
Yeah. I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparred, so he wasn't really trying to knock me out or nothing like that. But we was going he was using the speed on me. We was both going speed for speed, and it was great. It was like a chess match.
Did you understand in that moment why he is who he is?
Yeah. I seen why he's able to beat these guys. Then I also seen why I'm I got all this hype around me too.
Even though he knows the risk, Curmel once spoke about his desire to face Gervonta Davis before the champion retires. His interest wasn't based on ego, it came from a desire to test himself against one of the most complete fighters in the sport today. Moton recognized that facing a fighter of Davis' caliber would be a true measure of his own abilities. It's a dangerous challenge, no doubt, but it reflects a fighter's mindset, one who respects greatness so deeply that he feels compelled to face it head-on, regardless of the danger involved.
He is a big fight. Do you think Tank will retire before you can, because there is a small possibility. He's still at 35, so maybe you can catch him at 40 in 5 years, right? He's, 29? He'll be 29 November, or he's 29 now? One of the two, so he'll be 30. Technically, it'll be like him fighting Loma. Loma's 36, or you don't even think about that?
I don't think about it. I'm not really focused on it. I'm focused on now, my upcoming fights. Take one fight at a time, but who knows what the future holds. I do know Tank said that he ain't want to be around that much longer, though. From what he said, take care of, not Devin no more. He don't even want to fight Devin no more. But Shakur, what's he said, Tiafimo? I think he said he wanted to retire, but who knows.
Comparisons between Curmel Moton and Gervonta Davis are becoming increasingly common. But instead of being annoyed, Moton takes it as a sign of how far he's come. Being mentioned in the same breath as a global icon like Davis shows just how much potential he holds. He understands that Davis isn't just a champion. He's a generational talent known for electrifying performances. For Curmel, the comparison is not pressure, it's motivation. It's a challenge to rise and live up to the same high expectations that come with being named alongside someone like Tank.
A lot of people compare you to Tank. Where you hear that, like when they call you Tank 2.0 or whatever the case is, how do you feel about that?
I used to take it as like a compliment. When I was an amateur, I used to take it as a compliment. But they comparing me to Tank, you know, he faced the boxing, like the biggest names in the sport, real high skill. But now I feel like I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to be the 2.0 or nobody. I want to be the first me, you know, and make my own name.
Oscar De La Hoya, a respected figure with both experience and success in the sport, has weighed in on the upcoming clash. He openly acknowledges Lamont Roach's talent and sharp technical skills, but doesn't mince words when it comes to assessing. Gervonta Davis. De La Hoya suggests that Roach is stepping into the ring with a completely different kind of challenger. Fighter who brings an unmatched level of aggression and ring intelligence. In his view, while Lamont may be a skilled boxer, the sheer intensity and explosiveness that Tank possesses make this a dangerously one-sided matchup.
No, I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will, without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Frank Martin has offered a candid analysis ahead of the rematch, expressing respect for Lamont Roach's skill set, but making it clear that the night won't be easy for him. From Martin's perspective, Gervonta Davis's blend of raw power and masterful ring control will slowly wear Roach down as the fight progresses. He predicts that Davis will apply steady, relentless pressure that will eventually push Roach into survival mode. Martin's viewpoint comes from a place of experience. He understands the immense physical and psychological toll a fighter like Davis can impose right from the opening bell.
They're trying to give that fight more of a, like, oh, it's going to be a good fight, but no. Roach is a decent fighter, but Tank on dog him. Tank on dog him.
For sure, I agree.
Steven Espinoza brings a broader perspective to the conversation, highlighting that Gervonta Davis is at his most dangerous in the 135-pound division, where his speed and power are perfectly balanced. While Davis has fought at 140, Espinoza believes it's the lightweight class where he truly asserts his dominance. He also sheds light on behind-the-scenes complications with potential megafights, like the highly anticipated bout with Shocker Stevenson, which ultimately fell apart due to complex contractual disagreements. Despite these hurdles, Espinoza remains confident in Davis' trajectory, firmly believing in his rising star power and continued impact on the sport.
Yeah, for sure.
Waking up in Texas and coming over here, I'm like, geez, that cold is different, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Steven, Tank versus Lamont Roach, right? March 1st, we're going to get this fight here in New York. There are a lot of questions of why Lamont Roach, right? Let's not discredit him. He's a great fighter, great chin, high IQ. But why Lamont Roach? That's the questions that all the fans are asking at the beginning.
Look, I think the reality is, I think those are fair questions. I mean, look, when you have fighters the caliber of Tank, you know, of Canelo, the bar is always high. You know, when you continue to perform well against high-level opposition, you know, people expect a lot from. You know, there were preliminary discussions about the Shakur fight, you know, early on, like back early, you know, for 2024 before this was scheduled. Didn't get very far for reasons I won't go into. But
come on.
You know, I just think there were, you know, I'm not sure that the time was right. I think, you know, what Shakur is looking for is something different than You know, he was looking for more of a long-term commitment other than just doing one fight. You know, and so he's got his deal. You know, he's getting busy. He's got a fight scheduled, and you know, maybe we'll pick up and do something there. But aside from that, I mean, to be candid, you know, those are the big names at 135. I know Tank has gone up to 140, and he would on occasion. He hasn't looked the best there. You know, overall, I think 135 is his best weight.
Inside Davis camp, training isn't business as usual, it's a show of power. One jaw-dropping moment made waves when Davis reportedly dropped a sparring partner with a single, devastating punch, something that stunned even veteran trainers. But for Davis, that kind of dominance in training isn't rare. His power often leaves sparring partners on defense, just like it does in the ring on fight night. His focus is razor sharp, and it's clear he's not just preparing to win, he's aiming to make a statement in the rematch. This time, he wants to silence any doubts once and for all.
Yeah. Once Tank felt a little more power, you actually really think that Lamont can take Gervonta's power?
I don't think anybody could take his power. You know he knocked out heavyweights?
Yeah, I was there.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Tank, is that true? You almost killed a heavyweight in the ring? That's what he said.
Should be happening.
Because he asked me, how does a 135-pounder take your power? I said, I don't think anybody takes the power.
Just not get in there with me. That's it. That's how they do it.
Were you shocked when you saw that?
Huh?
Were you shocked?
I was just like, man, he better not do that shit to me.
And you know what else he told me? You punched him upstairs, he lost feeling in his leg. No, he did. You told me that, right?
Keep it a beat, yeah.
No, it happened.
What you doing, bro? You ready?
Want to see me?
Yeah.
Lamont Roach isn't coming into the ring as just another underdog hoping for a miracle. He's stepping up as a seasoned fighter with only one loss on his record and a reputation for technical skill and patience. Roach has learned from his past mistakes and transformed those lessons into strength. His footwork, movement, and timing are sharper than ever. More importantly, his mindset is locked and he's not showing up to survive Davis' pressure. I'm showing up to challenge it. Roach believes he has the tools to make this a real fight on every level.
Tank out here selling under 150,000 pay-per-views, you kidding me? Oh man, Face of Boxing, yeah, turn that shit off. Yeah, we shutting that shit down. Every single time. Does Shakur really want to fight Tank? I think Shakur could sell a bit more with somebody else. Especially in Saudi, I feel like they can find him a dancing partner that'll do a little bit better than 150,000. Okay, I get it. This is why PBC delayed this fight for what, 5 months? Y'all ain't want to pay this motherfucker because y'all know he can't sell. I mean, this should have been evident. If you do the math, Tank has never been that great of a pay-per-view draw. He sold over 300K twice now in his career. He sold over 300K with Ryan Garcia. That's obvious. Ryan's the bigger star. And then he sold over 300 with Martin. He sold about 325. But when we put it in perspective, that Frank Martin fight was a comeback fight after a year layoff, so it was always going to sell. Every comeback fight's going to sell. It was one of the first pay-per-views on Amazon's new PBC deal, so they were really trying to push it. And then he had David Benavidez as the co-main event with Gary Russell and Alberto Puello under them. You take away all those factors that this wasn't a comeback fight. David Benavidez isn't the co-main event, and Amazon has now been in the game for over a year. It makes sense it only sold 150. I know there's going to be a couple of you guys in the comments. No, it sold 500K. Don't be so gullible. They didn't sell 500K. I don't know if Tank's a top... Well, I know for a fact he's not a top 5 draw in the sport of boxing anymore. Well. He's not selling pay-per-views. Bivol better be just triple him. Well, Jerry, their pay-per-views are cheaper. Don't matter. All that matters is who has more eyes watching him, and Bivol and Better BF do. Tank does not.
Tank himself has acknowledged that Roach deserves respect for what he's accomplished. Roach is a former world champion with a track record of consistency and discipline. While Davis may be the bigger name in the spotlight, Roach has built his own legacy through determination and grit. Critics who overlook his resume often fail to recognize how technically sound and mentally tough Roach is. He doesn't fold under pressure, he adjusts and fights back. When their first fight ended in a draw, it shocked the boxing world and cracked the aura of invincibility that surrounded Davis. That result wasn't brushed off. It became a blueprint for how to challenge Tank effectively.
Look like a real businessman now, you know. He's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of calmed it and tamed it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now, and he's actually gonna go and train, and he's gonna definitely put on a show, and I think he's gonna win, man. I think he's gonna win by knockout.
How long does that fight go, in your opinion?
It won't go past 6.
Wow, everyone's been saying that.
I don't think it goes past 6.
Why?
What's up, fam?
Why do you guys think it
Nah,
won't
there's
go
too many
past
hoes. Too many hoes in the game of too many hoes. Too many hoes. Too many hoes. Too many hoes in this game.
Cut that right on out. Okay, cut that out.
Too many hoes in this game, man. Y'all know, man. Come on, ain't nobody stupid. You know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder here can see that he got a lot of hoes in this game, man. You know, he's very unconventional, but you know, got some pop on his shots, but that's it. You know, I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be 9-9.
How shocking would it be if Rolly pulled the upset?
That'd be shocking as hell if Rolly pulled off the upset. Yeah. But I think Rolly's damaged goods, man. I mean, if you look at his last couple of fights, bro, he hasn't been the same since he got knocked out by Gervonta Davis, bro. He hasn't been the same. You know, sometimes one fight can ruin your entire career, man. He's just not the same. He's not the same mentally. He's not the same physically, bro. And after he left his coach, the coach has been, that was coaching starting out, Bullet. He looks a little different. No disrespect to anybody that's working with him now, but he just looks different, bro. He's not the same fighter.
What about Devin returning against Ramirez?
Good fight, but Devin should be able to outbox Ramirez. I love Ramirez to death. I love him to death, but he can be outboxed. You know, he comes forward. He got great left hook. We're going to see if Devin learned anything. A little slower with the left hook, but Ramirez got pop. He got pop on that left hook, man. So it's a good test for Devin, because you already know what's lined up.